Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse. This video is sponsored by IBM and their flash storage system, which is the FS5030H. If you look in the video description below, there's a link to materials on this, and I found it. The one that they have lent me is a 50 terabyte hybrid version, and it has the selling price of 107,100 Danish kroners. It's a pricey unit, but it is an enterprise pricey unit, and IBM has been in this game forever. But in the enterprise storage world, well, this is an entry-level system. It becomes a lot more expensive than that. So what do you get when you pay that amount of money? Well, you get 4 SSDs. Those 4, and they are 1.92 terabyte SSDs, and we had them out. There was Samsung, and then there's 18 2.4 terabyte spinning disk SAS drives. Well, mine only have 17. One has gone missing. I don't know. It also works with 17. So, but according to this, it should have 18. So there is that. Then there is 64 gigabytes of RAM, which is also a tier level. So there is 3 tiers in this. There's the RAM, there's the SSD, and there's the spinning drive. Then it comes with 10 gigabit IBM, fully redundant power and fan and stuff, 16 gigabit fiber channel. There was a lot of people in the last video that wanted me to test the fiber channel abilities of this. I don't actually have the equipment to test 16 gigabit fiber channel. I think I have some 8 gigabit fiber channel switches up there and some cards, but I don't have anything that will do 16 gigabits. So I can't do that. I can only test the 10 gigabit IBM that is available in there. Then it has flash copy standard 4x5 meter cables. It's a bit weird to brag about the power cable. Standard 19-inch rack mount, easy tiering. Easy tiering is where the box decides where to put the data. When you store data to it, it might go to the SSDs, and then if no one else asks for that data, then it will be transferred over to slower drives, which in this case is the SAS drives. And if it's a file that is used a lot, well, it will be available in the memory in there. So 3 tiers. Then it has dual active controllers. There are 2 controllers behind the back there. Each of them are, well, it's redundant, but apparently they're also active. So both of the controllers will be able to do the work and deliver data to whoever needs it. So awesome. Active is good in this regard. It means that you're getting something for the money that you spent. Performance. And then the box comes with IBM 3 years of warranty, and this is on-site 9x5, which means that it's next business day and 9 hours a day on business days that you can expect to get this serviced, and it is on-site, so a IBM technician will come and fix the issues if there is something. Even if just a disk dies, you can often request that someone comes and fixes it. So yeah, today we're gonna do something with it. So in the last video I connected it up to my tiny PC in the living room, which is one of these Lenovo ones. I tried to transfer some data, and I transferred that data from this server right here and over to this machine, and then from this machine and down to the storage box, which is now outside of view. That was really stupid. So let's go down and see it. It's there. And I did that forth and back over a 1 gigabit connection. So no surprise there, I did not get any impressive numbers out of that. So today I'm gonna try and connect it to a VMware host, probably that one, and a Proxmox host, probably that one. And we have to go to the computer to do that. Okay, we have moved into the computer, and I have already logged into the IBM FlashSystem 5000. And yeah, we gave it a name up here so we can see what it is. And it's not doing much because I am not currently using it for anything, except it's just sitting there waiting patiently. We need to make a couple of volumes so that we can connect to it. So we need to go to volumes, volumes, create a volume. Let's make a new volume. Let's make something for VMware. We don't have to make it as big. Let's just give it 1 terabyte. And we will call it bin provisioning, compressed bin provisioning, deduplicate. Let's see if it will create that. Oh, create and map. That's a good idea. Create and map. We did that. We need to... Oh no, we're not gonna map it to that one. That wasn't a good idea to map it. But we did make one a drive of 1 terabyte for VMware, and then let's create one for Proxmox. And I'm gonna be so inventive and just do the same thing. So and we're using the pool that we did last time, and let's just 1 terabyte Proxmox, check. Then provisioning, deduplicate, check. There. So we have 2 new volumes that we should be able to connect to from our hypervisor. I have prepared over here that my VMware vCenter is open. I only have 1 server on right now, so 2 are complaining. But we need to find out the ISCSI code that this server has, and that is over here. I am on the host itself and under configuration, and over here under storage adapters we can see that this has a ISCSI software adapter, and the code we need is right there. And I believe if I mark it, I will be able to borrow that, I hope. Then we go over here and we need to create a host for that. Host, like we did last time. We have my tiny Windows 10 machine. Create another host. We'll call it VMware, an old 6.5. So let's add that, and let's put that IQ name. And I don't think we need this first thing. We need to remove that, right? We'll find that out really soon. Add. There, we got something. Back over here again. Dynamic rediscover. Add. And we just have to push in the IP number of the storage NAS or storage SAN. Yeah, it's a SAN. There, it has number 125. Let's see what it comes up with. Oh, it did a rescan. Okay, we can do a rescan. Oh, rescan. Okay, rescan storage, rescan. I don't think we need to do that one. Yes, it will do all kind of stuff. Yes, scan. It just seized my Synology. Okay, I was just going through the pages here and I can see this target. It starts with the IQN dot. So maybe we should do that as well over here. Can we then edit that? I think we might just delete it and try that again. There, let's add it again. Let's call it the same thing. This time add the entire thing and add. Let's check again and do a rescan. Now that I think of it, I haven't told it what this host is about to, what it can see. So I think we need to map the storage. So we need to modify volume mapping. There, and it finds nothing. We're gonna add volume to map, and we're gonna pick the VMware one. And next. And that is mapped. Does it become green then? Here. Yes. I managed to get this connected now, and yeah, this is still a bit new. And what was going on was that if we go down here to settings and network, we can see that I have 2 nodes and I have connected one Ethernet connection to each of these IBM, of which is one of them is only running 1 gigabit, the other one is running 10 gigabit. I had to add the 10 gigabit over here for it to pop up. It probably links the storage to one or the other, but not both of them. That was teasing me, but now I have gotten a storage, where is it? There, an IBM 1 terabyte storage thingy that we can do stuff with. We probably need to use that for something. I have a little bit of a problem here on this VMware host, which is my main machine, which I really shouldn't be messing with. If we go down to physical network adapters here, we can see that I have my switch here, and that's running 1 gigabit. And then I have a 10 gigabit network card down here, and it ain't connected to anything. And I really don't want to mess with this server. So this server is also not going to be able to stress test this anyway. But when we get to the Proxmox, that is running 10 gigabit. So yeah, we'll need to add some storage here. And we go up here, we see all the storage things that I have and some that has been and is no more. But we can add some more storage. Is that here? Yeah, add storage, yeah. New data store. Create one of these. We could also create a V volume IBM thingy. Actually, here under modified type, we can actually set a V volume there. That might do better with the VMware. I am not gonna mess with that, but the option is there if you want this to be even more compatible with VMware. Next. There we have our IBM storage. There, we'll select that. Ooh, next. And we'll just pick the newest one available on this old VMware. So yeah, old. And it gets to take all the space, right? Next, finish. So we should get a new volume if it ain't there already. Right there. Okay, over here on VMware, I have this job server that I use for different stuff. And let's give that a new IBM drive. Right click that, edit settings. There. It has a hard drive, it has 50 gigabytes of hard drive, and that is located on an SSD. So that should give us something to play with. So add new device, hard drive, check. Let's make it 100. We have 1,000 available. Let's make it 100. And let's make sure that it's located on the new data store that we just made. Data store default, location. And we will put it on here. Okie dokie. Thick provisioning. Let's see. We have that here. Awesome. I have the machine open. Pull it over here. We see that. Right now it has a C drive. That is very much full. There's only like 2.88 gigabytes available out of those 50 gigabytes. Let's see if it got a new drive. Disk management. Nope. It has a new 100 gigabyte drive here. So we are gonna online that. Initialize drive. Okay. GPT. Check. Go. There. New simple volume. Next. E drive. Yes. Sam. Go. Quick format. There. Why didn't we get anything? There we are. Okay. It popped up. We have that. And we need it. we need another copy here. There. Okay. What is taking up the space on our C drive? I have this utility space monger. We're gonna open C drive. Okay, that is just taking forever. We can't wait for that. Well, we could, but let's not. We need to prepare this for our Proxmox as well. I already did the volume for Proxmox. It's right there. And then I need to prepare it to see the host, or I tell the system that Proxmox, the ISCSI indicator or ISCSI that comes from Proxmox and connects to this, have to give that access, that it's allowed, that it can come in. And that's where I kind of add host here. So we need to add a host and give it a name, and this time let's call it Proxmox version 6.2-4. Not important. And then we need to add this host IQN. And I have visited Proxmox here, and I have searched low and high and high and low, and I can't find it anywhere. I'm sure you can do some magic in the shell. I haven't gone that way. I cheated. So I found that I have already had my Proxmox connected to my Synology NAS here, and it's right there. That is the thing that we need. There is though the problem that I can't cut and paste this. So I cheated again. I did a little text where I manually copied it. So now we can cut and paste this and put it over here. So yeah, cheating all the way. 0, let's remember that. And then go down here and check the network. Well, that's all group 0. Never mind, let's see if it doesn't work anyway. Otherwise we'll go back and fix that. But now we have our Proxmox here, and we haven't given it any storage yet. So we have to map some storage to this. Tell it, well, when this host connects, what storage is it allowed to see. So modify volume mapping, and it shows nothing. So we add mapping, and we can see that we have a Proxmox partition here that we can add. Next map, and it's doing that, and it's still offline because nothing has connected to it. So now we should be able to go over to Proxmox, data store, storage, add, and we're gonna add some ISCSI, and then we can call it, this is just a name, so we can call that, it's a bit picky with these names, we'll call it that. Portal, I believe that's the IP number. Let's try that IP number and see. Ooh, look at that. It found it right away. Let's pick that. Add. It's over here. Okay. We need to do some disk on that because it's not formatted or anything. So okay, so now we have our storage. It found it. That was really quick and easy. So the rest of this is a little bit more iffy. So we have to add LVM there, and we can call that something. 1 terabyte. Check. Then we can select an existing storage group. And we can select that volume group. I don't remember if that's important. Yeah, we got an LVM there. So can we then go down here? Oh, we already... Okay. Is that something that I can then add to my virtual machine here? Add hard drive, storage. Yeah, we have that available there. How big? 100 gigabytes. Check. Add. Okay, configured. Let's check back with the Windows machine, see how that is going. Okay, this is pretty clear that it's just the Windows that has filled itself up with stuff. So all of this is installed updates, and all of this is Windows, and then this over here is a tiny little bit of stuff that I need. We need to clean that out a little bit. So back to the Proxmox machine here. I have cheated and I checked out the MAC address here. Well, this Proxmox virtual machine is, we did a video on that, and it's doing folding at home. I have passed through a graphics card to this virtual machine, which does that. Well, this console thing does not work. I have to do a remote desktop into it. We have that, just bring it over. We have that here. It's working hard on folding at home, doing very well with this GPU, making 458,000 points every day, whatever that is. Let's see if we have gotten a new hard drive on it. That's what we're on about here. No, it doesn't see that. Okay, this took a little bit more effort. It didn't pop up here automatically as it usually does. I went up into Device Manager and I did a scan for hardware, and then the second disk popped up, and then it also popped up down here. So yeah, I have changed it to an ESXi drive instead of the one I did first. So we could just go and check that. It's right there. That one is ESXi 0, this one is ESXi 1, and yeah. It was just because it didn't pop up as the other one, so I have some unused disks. I need to remove those. You can see I've tried different stuff, so yeah, remove there. So they were also taking up space. So now we have our virtual machine with our new drive. Let's online that. Let's initialize that. GPT 100 gigabytes. Go gadget. Right click, new simple volume, check. Gonna give it all the way. We're gonna call it, just to call it something. There we are. Let's see this computer. We have it here. So now it's gonna be very interesting to see how fast we can transfer stuff to this. So right now I'm copying some data from my NAS, from the Synology NAS, and over to the machine here. So when it has copied here, we're gonna try and copy it up to the IBM SAN and try and copy it back, see how that goes. Okay, I'm ready. So this is about 20 gigabytes. Oh, 19.1. Okay. Let's copy it up here. Copy. Oh yeah. Oh, no. It went really well for a little bit and then it stopped. Several hundred megabytes per second. Yeah, it copied it. It wasn't quick. Went really well to start with. Bit unsure if that's my NVMe drive in here. It is, I believe it was a really cheap NVMe drive. Let's try and delete the files over here and copy them back. Copy. That's about normal speed, as I would have expected it. Well, it is copying over the network, and this network controller is 1 gigabit, so I might have to try and change that. Okay, so I've been messing with this. I've added a network card to it, and that is on IP number 11, and the old one was at 19. And if we check over here, the old one, if I click here, we can see that is 1 gigabit. And if we click the new one, we can see that's 10 gigabit. And it's transferring data, so it's working. So let's get rid of the old one. There, disable, check. So now it should be most definitely using the other one. Let's copy that over here. Copy. Probably gonna start really great and then it's gonna drop. I am a bit confused why it drops that much. It didn't make any difference. Okay, so out here in the data center, I've run into some issues. The IBM SAN has their RJ45 connections down there for their 10 gigabit Ethernet. And as soon as I put them up in these RJ45 connections, which are 10 gigabit, well, it doesn't work. I have one of these converters from SFP Plus and to an RJ45 connection. And then I have another one which is just 1 gigabit. This one works okay, but then I only have one 10 gigabit Ethernet board available, and it will see that. I am not sure that that is great. We can kind of see it over here. When it's green, it's 1 gigabit. When it's white, like over here, it's 10 gigabit, and when it's black, it's down. So we can take, you can see port number 16 here is 1 gigabit. So if we take port number 16 out of here, which does go to the IBM SAN, and put it over here, which is port number 8, we will see that port number 8 turn white. Okay, so it's the next day, and I run into this problem as I started on yesterday. I can't get this to run 10 gigabit on my RJ45 connections out there. I have switched around the cables. Whatever cable goes into the SFP Plus converter, that works. If it goes directly into the RJ45 connections on the Ubiquiti switch, it only turns up at as 1 gigabit. And I have the switch configuration here, and we can see one of the ports is this port 13, and that runs 1 gigabit. And the other one is this one, port 8. It runs 10 gigabit, 10,000 FDX. I can go in here and go down and edit this and profile override, and I can set it to 10 gigabit, and that it will try to synchronize, and it will just fail the connection, and I'll have to go down to 1 gigabit or this auto negotiation. Have tried that. That was I wanted that, but yeah, that did not do anything good for me. So I have run into another nasty limitation on my system here. Communicating with the IBM FlashSystem 5030H. I have one 10 gigabit and one 1 gigabit. Feels like that it's running on the slowest all the time. I tried to fix this Windows machine, which is running VMware. This is the virtual machine that is running in VMware. That drive C was full. Yeah, I need to reinstall this. Cleaning it up didn't work. I have transferred my 19 gigabyte video files over to the VMware storage, and we're gonna try and copy that back, and we will probably see that, yeah, 1 gigabit limitation. So that's not great. Let's see if we can pick up the other one. Let's just do another copy at the same time, and we're stressing it a little bit. This one is the machine on the Proxmox, and I have it each places. So let's delete it up on the box and then copy it to the box. Copy. See what that does. It starts up really good and it drops down. I think this is a Windows thing. It fills up the memory and then it drops off. So yeah, we are nowhere near limitations. We are running about 650 IOs per second. CPU not doing much. I have no way of stressing this at the moment. It's irritating. I would have liked one more of those 10 gigabit converters. It would take 3 days to get one of those, and I have to pack this down and deliver it back to IBM Monday, and today is Saturday, so that's not gonna happen. So the Proxmox server is on a 10 gigabit connection, and the VMware server is on a 1 gigabit connection, and there seems to be no difference. So the limitation is somewhere else. Yeah, I must admit that this irritates me. As soon as I'm using this converter from SFP Plus to a 10 gigabit connection, it works. And this is nothing special. This is actually a little thing that I bought to do a video on, and then decided that it wasn't enough to do a video on. So yeah, I need another one. And I have also tried multiple different cables to see if it was a cable issue, and of course used good Cat6 cables. That usually works. It's a mystery. Please leave in the comments below if you know what went wrong here, why I'm not able to do this. It's a bloody shame. I would have really liked to see that transfer with 10 gigabits per second. It's a shame. This NAS is kind of meant for the entry level of the enterprise storage, and it would be pretty normal to have a 10 gigabit switch with RJ45 connections instead of SFP pluses, which would be a little bit more enterprise than the RJ45 connections. But in this instance I would have preferred the SFP pluses because I have plenty of these. Lots of SFP pluses and lots of dock cables, and not that there is no compatibility issues with FSPs, but I think in this instance I would have better luck doing that. I'm gonna be preparing to take the IBM FS5030H down from the rack again. I have to deliver it back to IBM here Monday. Transport has already been arranged, but I might need to borrow it again sometime to continue where we ended. I'm a bit sad that I wasn't able to connect to it full speed. I'm also a bit sad that I don't have the right infrastructure to run fiber channel. I actually have two fiber channel switches right here, but they're only 8 gigabits, which would have been better than 1 gigabit, but I really don't have that infrastructure in place. I would also need to put fiber channel HBAs in the servers that I wanted to mess with. In my perspective, when you're going fiber channel route, you are way into the enterprise level equipment, and it's not very much entry level anymore. A fiber channel switch like that, and especially if you want one that can run 16 gigabits, they are pricey as well. So this iSCSI is a really cheap solution to get some storage, if you can get something that works. But we need to remember the things that we did get up and running. I was able to put this in my rack, get it up and running, connect to it from a PC and from a VMware host and from a Proxmox host, and it does work, and virtual machines was able to use the storage. Remember the small victories as well. It's not all bad. I will again send a thank you to IBM for sponsoring this series of videos on their FlashSystem 5030H, and I do really appreciate that I got to borrow it, mess around with it, learn some of my limitations and share my frustrations. And hopefully if you ever decide to get one of these, well, you will know that there is issues and you will know how to work around them, and therefore it should be a much easier experience for the next guy. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do check out the link in the description where you can get the prices and all the fancy features that I tried to just skip over. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.